Hello there, people of the internet. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing alright, thanks for asking. So, I decided to go out and get myself, not necessarily the cheapest site I could find, but, you know, one of those budget sites that, Amazon offers. God damn, I haven't done anything, but it's like 95 degrees out here right now, and, I'm already winded. I haven't even done anything. But anyway, I went out and I got a $30 site off of Amazon. I cannot remember the brand name to save my life, so rather than remember it, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it right there. Ah, there's the brand name. Boy, I sure am glad that I can now see that real time. I'm not going to try pronouncing it though, because if I don't pronounce it, people don't seem to, you know, like it whenever I don't pronounce things properly. That's my excuse for not pronouncing that right there. Anyway, I'm by far not the first one to like get one of these cheapo sites to see if they're any good, but it's the option I have that's in my budget. Like, I was thinking about getting maybe a great site, you know, one of those more expensive ones that, you know, are actually combat ready, that you could use in a self-defense situation, that you could, you know, reliably put your life on. This site, don't do that. This is, you know, a range plinking site at best, if it functions even halfway decently. But rather than get the high-end thing that I would, you know, very much enjoy having, I just don't have the funds for it. So, cheapo Amazon site it is. Now, all things considered, this site, I zeroed it in about 5 shots. I ran about 20 rounds through my rifle after zeroing it. So far, I can honestly say that the sight has held up pretty decently. I'm running it through my 223 AR-15 here. This is an OmniMax hybrid. It zeroed quite well. I was a little worried about whether or not it would zero on this thing, simply because something is definitely off with this rifle. And whenever I was using iron sights, I had my windage adjusted all the way to the right to zero this rifle. So there's definitely something off with this. My bet is the gas block is likely canted, and I did not have the means with this current front sight I have on here to zero it with the front sight. I just don't have that ability. And I say it's likely the front gas block simply because I had no problems whatsoever zeroing this optic, which is mounted on the receiver itself. So the rail on the receiver is likely fairly decent. It's not exactly uncommon to find budget rifles like this right here with canted front sight blocks. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about this optic. Obviously, this is me showing off this optic. This optic comes with 2 different sight colors. There is red and green. They have 5 different powers between the two. Personally, I like the green, just because anytime I use any sort of optic that is a red dot, it seems like I'm always using the red dot. So now that I have my own, I use the green because it's different and I like it. Now, that being said, I normally run iron sights. I'm an iron sight guy. Optics are better. They are definitely a better option for any scenario. However, I just like iron sights. That's what I grew up with. That's not necessarily what I learned on, but actually the gun I learned to shoot on had no sights whatsoever, which probably not a good gun to learn on in hindsight, but hey, here I am today. Anyway, long story short, I normally don't use optics of any sort. I definitely prefer iron sights, but in this particular case, I decided to myself, hey, why not get one? Because I can always take it off and replace it with irons if I ever feel like using irons, and now I have an optic. So with these 2 colors and 5 different variations of the colors, it also has, yes, I wanted to go ahead and just make sure that I had the number of reticules correct. It has 4 different reticule options. I'm going to go ahead and try and take pictures of them and stick them up right there. Hopefully they will show up on camera. There's, of course, the classic dot. Then it looks like we have some sort of circle with a dot in the center. Then we have crosshairs. I like the crosshairs. That's the what I normally do. And then we have crosshairs with a circle and a dot in the center. That one is also pretty cool. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of feeling that one right now. We're going to swap over to that. I have no idea how long the battery's going to last in this thing. Hopefully it lasts a little while, because I really don't want to have to go out and get myself another battery. I'm fairly certain it will last a while, especially if I do not leave the optic on for any real length of time. I also have no idea how well the Zero is going to hold up on this thing. I have about 20 rounds on it. I'm going to go ahead and say it's all metal construction as well. I think I forgot to say that earlier. All metal construction except for the lens, so it seems to be pretty durable. I doubt that it's waterproof. It might be, but I doubt it. Probably water resistant. I doubt it's waterproof. You likely can't submerge the thing. Anyway, I have no idea how good the Zero is going to hold up on this thing. I am firing it from a 223. I have no idea. Like, the only thing that can tell us that is time. Reading through some of the reviews, some people have had no problems with these whatsoever. Other people say they fall apart while they're shooting. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this one. Worst case scenario, it falls apart. I make a bad review video, and I'm only out 30 bucks, which is a hell of a lot cheaper than some of the other videos I make. Like, my AK-47 video, I spent like 650 bucks on that AK-47. So, way cheaper video here. Alright, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and set up camera B down there. I do have quite a few targets surrounding the car right there. I did zero this in the other day, and then I just kind of tossed it in my closet. Let's see if it held a zero after being thrown into my closet. These are zeroed using Allen wrenches, so keep that in mind. You do have to have a tool to actually zero it to your rifle. However, after it's zeroed to the rifle, in theory, you shouldn't have any issues with it coming off zero if it's a half decent sight. Okay, well, I will be right back. Okay, well, we got camera B over there. Hopefully it's recording, and hopefully the wind doesn't blow it down. Now, whenever I fire, you're probably going to hear some peacocks screaming. Yeah, I have 4 peacocks. They're all named Kevin, and they're very noisy, but hey, I love them. Alright, let's go ahead, lob some lead down range, and see if this sight held up. We'll go ahead and just pop on the level 5 brightness for our green sight here. Make sure she even turned on. Oh, she turned on. Safety's off. Mag is in. Let's see if she's still zeroed. I'm going to go for the steel target first. There's a tiny target under it. So that was cool, but not what I wanted. There we go. Alright, so it seems relatively zeroed still. Actually, that's kind of bright. I can't really see those targets. There we go, much better. Nice. Alright, so it does seem to be off a little bit. It seems to fire slightly low, but I don't think I'm going to have much trouble with that at all. So, slightly low and slightly right. I can't see the other target. There we go, I think I hit that one. Well, there's our 20 rounds. Half of that is me not being able to see the target. That's not the sight's fault, that's my eye's fault. It also definitely appears she needs a little bit more zeroing. I kind of did speed zero. But boy, oh boy, was she close. Alright, well, for 30 bucks, that's not a bad buy at all. With the optic having 2 different colors, 5 different brightnesses for each color, that's a word now, brightnesses. God, it's fucking hot out here. There are 4 different optics, so you get to kind of pick and choose what you want depending on, I guess, what mood you're in. Like, if you're feeling crosshairs today, hey man, go with the freaking crosshairs. If you're feeling red dot, go with the red dot. If you're feeling green dot, go with the green dot. Hell, I don't freaking care. Just make sure that you zero it so you can hit your target. Well, I'm one to talk. It wasn't completely zeroed for me, but hey, it was close enough for me to make at least some shots out there. And to be fair, I wasn't able to see a good portion of what I was shooting at. Never a good thing unless you're firing in a safe direction. Is it a good optic? Yeah, it's a good optic, guys. For 30 bucks, you can't really beat this thing. anyone who knows anything about guitars, I know that's like really off topic here, but anyone who knows anything about guitars knows that your lower end guitars are basically the same exact guitar with different brands that sell them. It's the same with lower end optics. You have basically the same exact optic being sold by numerous brands. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen this particular optic sold by, you know, how many other, you know, factories and brands trying to sell it. So I have no idea who manufactures this thing. No idea. It's just some cheap optics site. But I do know for 30 bucks, I was able to, let's see, we're about 50 yards away. I could barely see the targets, and I was still able to nail most of those glass bottles down there. And it was honestly a lot of fun. With a little bit more fine tuning, I definitely should have brought out my Allen wrench here, but hey, at least I know, you know, where to stick the reticule now, so. I would go ahead and call that a win. I'm going to make some slight adjustments and then probably come shoot it at a later point in time, because it's bloody hot out here. I'm also going to go get my camera stand out of the sun before it gets too ridiculously hot, because man, it is just sitting there in that sun baking. I'll be right back. It got really hot really fast. I'm just gonna leave that in the shade for a couple of minutes before I decide to carry that back. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. It held 0. I mean, despite the fact that it was off a little bit whenever I started, throughout the course of fire, the 0 did not change. So it did hold 0, but I only stuck 20 rounds to it. As time goes on, I'll continue to stick more rounds and ammunition through this rifle. So as that progresses, we'll be able to see how long it actually holds 0. If you want to be a part of that, go and subscribe down below. I am trying to grow this channel as much as possible. So a subscription and perhaps even a like on the video, if you like the video, that would definitely go a long way to helping me do exactly that. Check out the description below. You're going to find a link to my second channel. It's a great channel. I get drunk and play video games, and I put it up on YouTube. It's a fantastic time. I'm doing that as like my fallback channel, just in case the tyrannical boot of YouTube decides to come down on this channel, because they don't like guns and I do. And because we have different opinions, they, as a public forum, you know, are somehow able to decide what I can put on here. So, hey, it's whatever, I guess. You know, PragerU is actually suing them right now because of their censorship on public content. And God, I freaking desperately hope that they win that lawsuit. That will be a huge win for all of us on the gun community as well. Anyway, if you like this kind of stuff, then hey, stay tuned, because I got a whole slew of videos coming. I need more ammunition though. That is one thing that I do need. That's the only reason why I'm only putting 20 rounds through the rifle right now, to show off the optic. Just because I don't have a whole lot of ammunition and I still have other videos to make. So I gotta figure out a way to make like 5 videos with like 60 rounds of 223. So that's something I'll figure out as the day goes on. Anyway, I'm gonna go ponder that for a little while. Probably drink me some scotch and cool down in the air conditioning. Definitely gonna cool down in the air conditioning. You guys go off, have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Remember that you're the only one who can guarantee or not guarantee that you will have a fantastic day. Whatever problem you're going through, always remember that the biggest problem is your attitude towards the problem. That is a quote by Johnny Depp, and it's something that I live by every day. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one. while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.